What's up, everybody? Welcome to Sideline to Baseline with your host MB and Klew.
Klew.
Man, what an outstanding weekend. That was just we just saw, the championship weekend as it relates to the NFL. However, MB, did you get into something this weekend? Was there anything other than playoffs that you dealt with?
Well, you say outstanding weekend. That's based on who you was cheering for, I guess, this weekend.
Oh man. I guess that is it. The cheese heads. And MB, why not, man? Let's get right into it. I think we're gonna go a lot of directions with these games. Pre-show, I just shot MB said I just basically put Tampa and Green Bay, and then the next line I put Kansas City and Buffalo, and that's basically what we're gonna talk about. That's how we gonna wing it, man. And I just think there's a lot of thoughts. At least I have a lot of thoughts that come to mind when you say both of those games, and then as it relates to obviously the Super Bowl. But we gonna delve into those games. We're gonna dig deep so that I think easily you'll be able to tell where our minds are as the Super Bowl gets underway. That Super Bowl discussion, the Super Bowl hype. MB, what you think about that?
Yeah, no doubt, man. And you know how we like to start things off on Mondays, baby. You know, he's a problem.
You know it. He's a problem. And
That's
hey,
right. Yo.
and I'm gonna jump right out off the bus and go right into he's a problem. The Bucks defense.
No doubt.
I think y'all will get that later on. But Jason Paul Pierre, baby, 2 sacks, 2 tackles for losses. Shaquille Barrett, 3 sacks, 2 tackles for losses. They went for a 5 and 4 piece with 3 biscuits. Now, really, them jokers need a 24 piece. They need a family box each between them because they went ham and put pressure on Aaron Rodgers all night long.
All night long. All night.
And guess what, man?
All night long. All night. Old school, baby.
Is that Lionel?
Yep. Old school, man.
So look, man. So both of those guys are problem, man, in the Bucks defense. I'm gonna throw. Hey, it ain't too late. Well, no, I'm gonna ease off because MB might get this one, so I'm gonna jump off of it. Go ahead.
Hey, you know who else was a problem, man? Hey, on that offense, Chris Godwin. Oh my God, he's a problem. All right. Hey, 5 catches, 110 yards. Right, biggest catch, man. I mean, Tommy terrific, man. He just threw it up. 52-yard game. My man Chris went and climbed that ladder to go get it, baby. Oh my God. I was like, why is he passing the ball? I mean, he made a great catch. Came up some big catches all day long, keeping the chains moving, making some big plays. You know, with Antonio Brown being out, somebody had to be a problem. And he stepped up. He's a problem.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, and keeping when he's a problem, man. In defeat, this guy's a problem, man. That's why I told y'all started off, Bucks defense was a problem, kinda, because this joke still. Aaron Rodgers, baby, 30 for 48, 346, 3 touches, man. In a loss, in NFC Championship game, MB is hard to play better than that, baby. 117, I think it was 107 or 117. That 7 is in me. QBR. I can't remember exactly, but man, in a loss, in a defeat, he's a problem, MB.
Yeah, we'll dig into that a little bit. yeah, no doubt. Hey, I'm going with this, man. I don't know if he's a par. I can't say it completely. He's a par. He's a par, right? I can't say I can't finish it. He's a pa. I just got to say the first half of it. PRO, right? Because in the first half, my man, Tommy Terrific, we talked about he had to be terrific. He was on fire the first half, man. Oh, my God. 3 touches, moving the chain, man. Hey, they was mixing that thing up, man. He was throwing that ball, man. Like I said, he let it rip. Chris Godwin bailed him out receiver. I mean, they was making it happen, man. Tommy Terrific was like, man, let me show you what I'm working with that first half, baby. So for the first half, hey, Tommy Terrific, the GOAT, he's a
Boy, you sound like you going back. Got a little looky.
I know, but don't stop, get it.
Make you wanna.
Yeah, no doubt, man.
Oh man. Hey, look, but that's just crazy, man. I mean, our assessment of the game, we thought that Tommy had to be terrific. We thought that that the defense had to continue to do what they had been doing previously. But I felt like, and I don't remember what you said, MB, but I felt like it wouldn't be enough because I thought they couldn't keep up with Aaron Rodgers, just the way he's able to put up points. You felt like I remember you said they have been able to put up points, though the Bucs had. And that was your counter argument. So you came out right, definitely with that. But MB, this had to be the ugliest. And you know, I've been Team Tommy Terrific all year, MB. This was disappointing. I don't know how you can end up. I think he had a 70% QBR rating. I don't know how you look at him and you just take that little short picture of him and what he was able to do, and that equal a victory, MB. I mean, if you just pull up the quarterback stats, ain't no way you saying Aaron Rodgers lost that game. I mean, and then, you know, I mean, Tommy, he turned it over and turned it over again. And hey, now, these wasn't like balls that were, you know, guys was given to the opponents. I mean, he still, like I told you, MB, hopefully you saw what I was talking about when I was saying, you know, throwing the ball deep. He don't really throw it deep like that. It's a jump ball to Mike Evans. It's not really a deep ball in the way we think. It's a jump ball, and he got away with it early. Had a touchdown in the back corner at the end zone, and then from that point on, Green Bay were able to make a lot of plays on those balls because he puts them up like that. So they're really any man. You know that old school how we grew up, MB playing any man, baby. You turn around and throw that ball behind your head. You just loft it up, and any man can get it. and with the turnovers that Tommy Terrific had, he showed us any man could get it.
Yeah. So I want to go with that. Yeah, I definitely, like I said with him, that's why he was a problem in the first half of making it happen. I think what happened overall, you're right, going into the game, I was like, oh, you know, but I just thought the Tampa Bay, they couldn't do it again. I thought they played a perfect game 6 against Aaron Rodgers, and where Aaron Rodgers, the protection, and then I was counting on it was going to be snow. Then I was like, man, they can't shut them out 2 games in a row. But to me, they just picked up where they left off of from game 6 in the season, because that defense was humming, man. And to me, that was a big difference. When you talk about, Tommy Terrific, he did his thing the first half, and then the second half he was point shaving. But that defense was so. I was just surprised how dominating Tampa Bay defense was. All right, especially early on where they before they lost their safety 33, and because they start simplifying it more, just playing more man coverage and stuff, either 2 high man or 1 high man. They try to, but they had to back off just a little bit. But man, I just thought when I read Aaron Rodgers' numbers, I was a little taken back. I was like, man, because the way Tampa to me dominated defensively, I was surprised that his stats was that well. You
Yeah,
know, I thought, man, and then they was humming, man. They was swarming. They was physical. I mean, what's the name? They make the game, finish the game. Aaron Jones had two fumbles.
right,
I mean, Tampa defense, man, they came ready to play and they were playing and it was dominating. And Tampa offense took advantage of that the first half with the turnovers and stuff like that. And they jumped out on them, man. And man, they didn't look back, man. So yeah, the defense was just so dominant, especially up front where you mentioned Shaquille Barrett and JP. I mean, they just I mean, then they were swarming the speed. I mean, that defense, man. Todd Bowles had that defense swarming. They was ready to play, man. So yes, to me that was the big difference, you know. So I was like I said, I was surprised Aaron Rodgers had the type of number because even on that one touchdown catch, I was like, man, he's got to be perfect. He got to be on fire for them to win because Tampa defense they ain't having it, you know.
right, right.
They ain't having
And to piggyback off of what you're talking about, I started to throw in a late. He's a problem because he's been a problem ever since he got back on that field. Devin White, 11 tackles this week, MB, just
it.
all over the field.
Yeah,
Does a great job in man-to-man coverage as it relates to hugging these running backs, so that they're not getting screens and big plays out of the backfield. And he makes great plays in the passing game as well. So I think, just to add on along with all the playmakers that they've shown to have, on defense, Devin White, you got to throw his name in the hat.
yeah, yeah. To me, that whole defense, man, they was humming, man. They was fast. They was making plays. They was physical. They was winning a lot of scrimmage. I mean, the only success Green Bay had as far as running the ball was when they did a toss play like 2 or 3 times. I was like, man, continue that toss play because they got on the edge a few times, like 2 or 3 times, but they didn't stick with it, man. And I mean, that defense, man, Levante David, every dude, I mean, 23, but I mean, different dudes was just making plays, man. And they was physical, man. And they was like, I mean, they was like taking it, man. I mean, like he had on that catch, that touchdown catch early in the game. Like, I mean, it was a great throw and catch. You know, the guy barely just got bombed, but man, that was crazy. But another thing, like, Green Bay defense, man. I know. They clowning, right? And
Yeah,
he's clowning was my man Kevin King, number 20.
right,
He was clowning because he was responsible for giving up 2 touchdowns. The one against Mike Evans, he missed time to jump, right? He jumped early, and then I'm thinking he like Mike. He thought he was like Michael Jordan, got some airtime, but
right.
he came down and so gave up a touchdown. And then I was shocked. I mean, golly, you talk about last week game against Kansas City when they went for it on 4th and 1, and the play calling with Andy Reid. I'm looking, it's 4th and 3rd, right? So they go for it on 4th and 3rd. I'm like, why are they going for it? Right? They go for it, get the first down. Then the next play, you only got X amount of times on the clock. You know they're taking a shot. This dude clowning, man. He out
Yeah,
there point shaving.
yeah,
You got a condensed formation, right? And we know condensed mean condensed to expand. What
right.
you
So you
condense
got to
to
loosen up.
expand. And then you gotta loosen up, get out of there, man. Keep the ball in front of. And this Joker, he got eyes on the quarterback, backing up, right? And I always say, man, if you a man coverage, if you see the quarterback throwing the ball, you're gonna see the receiver catch the ball because your eyes not in the right place. And he points. I mean, to get beat like that in that situation, football. I mean, golly, I know Green Bay defense to me was hit or miss, right? And
Right.
they been a break, but I mean, that dude there, man, he was clowning, bro. Oh
Yeah,
my God, he
yeah.
was clowning.
It's
He single-handedly gave up 2 touchdowns. He was clowning, bro.
See, Double A, and MB just answered your question, and basically why MB saying he's clowning is because those were fundamental mistakes. That wasn't like he just got beat. he just mano. That dude better than me. That wasn't none of that. MB just saying, listen, when they're in bunch formation, you can't get tight with them because they only doing that to outflank you, to get outside of you, so that then you're chasing. So he knows to loosen up. Fundamentals tell him to loosen up, and then he talked about at the end of the half. You know what time it is. They got to take a shot. Why are you so tight? Why are you pressing? Why are you so close? When you know where the ball's gonna go. Again, fundamental mistakes, but that's the difference, man. I think what's the quote, MB? Great players do the ordinary things, all the time, or consistently. I think it's Tony Dungy who says something like that. They do the ordinary things like very consistent and at a high level. Okay. And that's those are like ordinary things like that you're getting at least day one in the NFL. Hey, you get in the fringe area, 30 to 40, 45, what is it? 35 to 35, basically, fringe area. They taking a shot. Like, right. You know that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that stuff that you get, they hit you in the head with, just beat you across your head. If you got a good defensive coordinator, that's what we got hit up. I was a rookie coming in, and I'm on the sideline, not even playing, and I know what's coming up. You know what I mean? Yeah. They telling us this stuff in the meat. They telling us bunch formation, like MB said.
Well, it was like it was a closet formation, 2 by 2.
Right. Yeah. So everything MB is saying, why he's saying they clowning y'all, is because it's fundamental. These are step one. These are common information, and teams that understand those dynamics actually make plays during those times and actually win during those times. And the teams like we watched Green Bay, that one guy made 2 mistakes, and you look at the score, and they ain't lose by much. 5 points, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, he gave up 3 touchdowns. Now I think about it, because he gave up the one to Scotty. No, that was the one to Scott Miller. So yeah, he was out there clowning, man. They was going at that dude. There was another play on 3rd down he gave up and stuff as well. But another thing that they were clowning, man, is, man, 4th quarter. I mean, you get the ball down there. LaFleur, he was clowning, not going for it.
Oh wow, yeah. Hey, Pac Jam called me this morning talking about that. Man,
yeah, we were clowning.
How do you, in that situation, why are you kicking the football?
I did not understand that. I especially with the time left on the clock, I think it was like 2 minutes. I did not understand that. You right there, I mean, you need to go for it. And then if you don't get it, you're still in the same situation where you got to get the ball back and do it again. So why kick that? I did not understand that at all. That defense, Tampa Bay, even though, like I said, when one guy 33 got hurt, they had to change up some stuff. They wasn't as aggressive, but stay still with ball. But I did not understand. Man, I said, man, he clowning. Why you don't go for this right there? You go get it. And then if you don't get it, your defense got to give you the ball back again. And then the thing about it, if they give you ball back again, you got to be in great field position because of where you are, as opposed to kicking a field goal. Then you got to kick it off. And then now you giving up that field position, and then now you still got to score a touchdown,
So MB,
either way, I did not understand it.
So you got to talk to us more about that from a coaching standpoint. We always hear about that book. I never seen the book. As it relates to the 2-point conversion, when you're supposed to go and when you're not supposed to go. Is there something similar to that in this situation? Meaning, like, this amount of time on the clock, you only down this amount of points, you should do these things. Like, is there something like that, or is it more of a gut? Because I think it's easy. For us, it was an easy decision, but I'm asking you as a coach being put in that situation, is there usually a more accepted philosophy? I guess I'll say.
No, I don't. I'm sure it is, but I think it's just a feel, man. You got to understand, like, it's a lot of different factors going there. You got to say, okay, he put a lot of pressure on his defense, and his defense wasn't balling like that.
Wasn't playing
You
with.
know?
Yeah.
So it's almost like you think, like, man, that he had Tampa Bay defense, and he was like, you know what, I'm gonna go for it.
Right.
And I know my defense is gonna stop them because
Right.
they've been shutting them out and blah blah blah, and we got momentum and da da da. And I know they were moving somewhat, right? But it wasn't. They wasn't dominating. Like I said, Tampa had made them earn everything. They started doing some boots and stuff like that to start getting Aaron more time to throw the ball, get him on the move and stuff like that, as opposed to doing traditional just drop back and he's in a pocket and those guys teeing off of him. So they start moving the pocket and stuff like that. But I didn't see anything where I'm gonna be, especially with number 20 over there, point shaving. I didn't see anything where I'm like, okay, let's kick a field goal. Defense playing well, they're gonna stop them and get us the ball back. You know, I didn't see that. So for me, like it felt like common sense. You're there in the red zone, your ball's on the 10-yard line. I forgot exactly where it is, right? Or maybe 20, whatever it may be. Whatever, I think it was on, I can't remember, but you like, man, you need to go for it and then and play that game as opposed to putting that much pressure on the defense and all that stuff.
Well, I always thought it was way more simple than what we're making it. NBA, I think it boils down to, dance with the woman who brought you there. And, obviously Green Bay is their offense. We never spoke about their defense. We didn't really care about their defense. So if your offense has the chance to make a play, you make that play with them. You do not depend on something that didn't bring you there, unless they just somehow lights out on that night, which MB will tell you guys, and I can tell you guys, does happen on occasion. That's the only time you change that mindset. That's the whole point a lot of times in the opening kickoff. Do you want to play defense or offense first? If you notice, the high-powered offense want that thing. They don't want to waste no time. And them high-powered defenses are like, no, we kicking that thing off because we want to set the tone with the woman that brought us here. And so that's how we got to look at this thing. And I really think it was that simple. Hey, we got a chance to make a play with this offense. I'm making it.
Well, and you look at it, and that when you say that, you take your hat off to Bruce Aaron and Leftwich, because they're in a situation before the half, 4th and 3rd, right in the middle of the field, right? And I'm like, man, why are they going for this on 4th and 3, right? With this time, they're gonna give. If they don't get it, this could backfire. Give Green Bay, opportunity, short field. I think it was like a little less than a minute to go. They got enough time to get in the field goal, get some momentum and stuff like that. So I was shocked. I was like, man, I can't believe they going for it. I wrote in my notes, like, why are they going for it?
Right.
And then, like I say, they got it. And then the next play, they got a touchdown. And then that's when you like, wow, okay, I see why they went for it, right? But you're in that situation. That's what you talked about. You're all in, especially that time of game where you're down there. I mean, it's less than a 2-minute situation. You're down. You need to score. Go with what got you there. Your offense got you there, man. Right. And let's get it done, man. Your quarterback, MVP, right? Let's go. Let's go. Let's get it. Hey, man, if we going out, man, we going out swinging, man. We going out with what got us there, man, being aggressive. And that's the way Tampa mindset was. Like, man, we ain't got nothing to lose. We're 4 for 3. So what? Man, we're 7 for crumbs. We're going out being aggressive, and that aggressiveness paid off. And then nobody would have fought you for that. Oh, you going for it? You didn't get it? Okay, cool. All right, that's great ball. Now your defense got to get a stop anyway. Right. Boom, boom, boom. And then now you got a little bit more time on it. Boom, boom, boom. So that was, I mean, it was amazing.
MB and the defense that basically has been leading your ball club for at least the last 3 weeks. Mm-hmm. So you see what I'm saying? So it's that same situation. They easily could go for it because they say, hey, the worst thing could happen, our defense go out there and stop. That's how they looked at it. They didn't, the worries of what you thrown out there, man, they give them great field position for a field goal. They thinking our defense will go out there and make a play and they won't even get 3. Mm-hmm. And again, you've been a part, as a player, coach of those type of teams where you like, heck yeah, we about to take a shot. They ain't gonna be able to score. We gonna take a shot.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. I agree. Now let me see if I want to deal with this. So you saying with Tommy Terrific, you talking about him. Now I know he don't got the prettiest arm, but now a couple of one of those interceptions, Mike Evans, man, he tips and overthrows, got to get those, I mean, he threw that. I mean, that was bad, but you're right. He was point shaving disagree. So you saying his deep ball is questionable, right?
It's not a real deep ball. It ain't like. Listen, watch this. If me and you discussing it, then we know what it is. He ain't lead nobody. Mike Evans sitting there waiting on it, waiting to time it to jump up to beat the DB to it.
Yeah.
And I mean, you know what it remind me, and you know who is pissed off right here. Johnny Manziel, baby, Money Manziel is pissed off because he said, look, that's what I was doing to Mike at Texas A&M. I can come play for the Bucks, baby, and toss that thing up to Mike. Y'all don't believe me? Go back to them highlights. See, a lot of y'all don't realize when Johnny went ham that year and won the Heisman, who he was throwing it to. Jump balls to Mr. Mike Evans, baby. that's what did it. So, Tommy Terrific called Johnny, baby. He watched some Johnny tape. Back in Texas A&M, he said, oh, my deep ball back in the game, baby. I can use. Hey, LB told us all last week they only count balls over 20 yards, man. That's easy money. I can lob it for 20. to 6'4", 6'5" out there, MB. So that's his deep ball. 6'4", 6'5" Lob City. He in Tampa. You bringing Lob City to Tampa, baby. Ybor City, baby. Lob Ybor.
yeah, no doubt. And I just highlighted Double A with the jump ball thing. Definitely got more talent getting it done. And the thing about it, like I was just saying with Mike Evans, that one interception, he dropped that thing, and it was a tip and overthrow. But that one I talked about earlier with Chris Godwin, I mean, that joker there, I'm like, why are you throwing that ball? That should have been a pick. And Chris Godwin, he went up and got it, man. Yeah. I was like, he ain't even that type of dude like that, but he went and got that thing, man. So he went and got that thing, and then Scotty Miller and stuff, But I just like the aggressiveness. You're right. His deep ball don't look pretty, don't look like Russell Wilson. They don't make it rain. But hey, look, Tommy Terrific's like, hey man, I'm gonna throw it up. I'm gonna throw up that jump ball. I'm gonna trust my guys, man, to make some plays, and that's definitely what he did. The first half, the second half, he was point shaving.
So I think, man, I guess that as you move forward, you look at Green Bay and you start trying to figure out where do they go from here. Obviously, they drafted another first round pick at quarterback that's now sat behind Aaron for a year. Obviously, everybody in the NFL know Aaron can still play at another MVP year. However, Embiid, where do we go from here? If you're general manager, in the situation you just put yourself in, you had the young guy sit behind him, learn, see what's going on. You haven't really invested into weapons around your offense. Defensively, we see y'all on shaky ground at best. What do you move going forward? You stay with Aaron and let him sit like he did. What did he sit 2 years behind Brett, and then the third year they brought him on? So do you treat it the same way?
Yeah, for me, I mean, I think he's on a contract until 2023, right? And I mean, he talked about his future is a beautiful mystery, and rightfully so. So it's kind of catch-22. It's like go draft another quarterback and see if and double down, because they driving that quarterback, man. It woke him up even more so, And I mean, he responded with the MVP year, Right. And so I'm like, man, go draft another quarterback and see what he do there, Right. But no, ideally, I think for me. I would unless they know something, unless it's one of those like Patrick Mahomes situation where you draft them first round and you got this the best I can come up with right now. And you know what you got. This guy that you have, I know he's got an arm talent, all that. If he's looking like that in practice, then maybe they know something we don't know. They're going to make that trade. They feel confident in him. Like, man, this dude is like Patrick Mahomes. When Patrick Mahomes took over for what's his name, Alex Smith, right? You like, oh wow, they traded him, got rid of him. Like, wow. And I think Alex Smith had a good year, solid year, but whatnot. And you like, wow. But man, they knew what they had. So if they know they have something like that, then obviously Aaron Rodgers at the height, they can get some lot of draft capital and stuff like that, make that move if they're that confident. But me, I think what they should do, Aaron Rodgers, man, to replace him, come on. But I think for me and he's showing no signs of getting down, they should build on their defense, get some more playmakers around them, and go at it again,
Well, MB, I think we're at a tricky, he called it a beautiful mystery. He done turned into Russell Crowe, a beautiful mind. He gonna go with a beautiful arm, I guess. But when you start thinking of this thing business-wise, MB, I think this is a time where either you lock him up for the foreseeable future and again, like give him a huge extension, or you say, like you just said, get all you can for him and move on. Because I think from this point on, his legacy starts to grow too big, where he starts to kind of dictate things in your program and you now lose control of it. Whether you the president of football ops or GM or head football coach, now all of a sudden what he says moves the team one way or another. So, I say if you go ahead and do that, then you go ahead and invest in it, lock him up, and then start trying to put some more weapons around him and say, the heck with the defense. Let's just throw this thing around. The NFL going towards offense. It's easier to score out there. Let's just go after that. Or you say we got to move them now, MB. But I don't think you can keep the relationship the way it is, like you said, and just continue to move towards the next 3 years like this. Because I think he's going to start causing a problem when it comes to, hey, man, I did this and y'all only know one dude name out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, you going to have to show me some love. Same type of situation that happened with Tom Brady and what we overheard of why he didn't sign back. He felt like he didn't have anything in the cupboard, anything to play with. Ain't no plate, ain't no forks, ain't no spoons, ain't nothing to eat with around here, man. So I need to go find somewhere to eat. So
you're saying that you think that if they leave the situation the same, as far as okay, go do another year with the same situation, you're saying that it's going to be like an elephant in the room. The fact, hey, I got 2 years left on my deal. Y'all need to show me some love and do like that, or y'all need to commit to me, and then he'll start barking. Is that what you're saying?
Well, I think he won't talk more about the money as much as I think his deal is going to be more about what's around me. The elephant in the room is everybody looking at Kansas City and like, I'm sorry to jump the gun, MB, but y'all set two of y'all better offensive guys down. Y'all still doing this? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm over here with one dude. I'm one hand bandit around here. And you know what I mean? I got to do this by myself. So that's what I'm saying, MB. He's going to start making a fuss about it's too much on me. And I can't depend on nobody.
And that was my thing is, that's why I say they came to the NFC Championship game. My thing, I'm gonna build around. I'm gonna go get some parts. I'm gonna go get draft some players, sign some players, like some playmakers around them, and go at it again. I'm not gonna blow it up right now and make a transition when I don't have to. I'm gonna ride this thing out. I got him under contract for 2 years. I'm gonna show like, hey man, we want to get this thing done. Let's go get you some weapons. Let's get whoever like Robinson in Chicago, he's a free agent. Maybe we get you a receiver free agent. Get some parts around because offensively they need another playmaker. 13 stepped up, but they need the tight end stepped up so to get some more playmakers. Build on defense. Go get somebody on the defense, the secondary. Replace that number 20. And I think if you do that from a football standpoint, from a player standpoint, I think you'll be fine. Now, if he be like, man, I got 2 years left on deal, I need y'all to read them. Now that's a whole different story. But from a pure football standpoint, I would build on this year, right? I would add some more playmakers around him and go for it again.
MB, I love to agree with you, but Lamar Jackson in the same situation he was in a year ago. Russell Wilson in the same situation he was a year ago. That's my problem with this. They're not doing that.
But
you know what I'm saying? Like it sounds good, but who's doing it?
Well, that's the thing though. Like when you say who's doing it, you're talking about who's intentionally going at playmakers around players so they can get better. Is that what you're saying?
Correct. Because I'm hearing what you're saying. What you're saying is the right thing to do. We're just not witnessing that though. Anywhere.
Well,
look at San Francisco, same thing. Like they felt like they could run it back with what? With exactly what you had. You know, like
Now, San Fran, I mean, obviously cap situation, but they made a trade. They tried to improve. They made a trade to Trent Williams, left tackle, trying to fix that situation. But I think right now when you're talking about it, right, because Green Bay a couple of years ago they made that move where they brought in this. I think they brought in the Smith brothers. They uncharacteristic started spending money on free agents. They normally just don't do that, right? They normally don't invest the money. So hopefully with the GM that came on, they turned it. It's like, okay, let's do this. And obviously then they shot themselves in the foot because the following year they drafted a quarterback. And you're like, what are they doing? Build around. So hopefully that they can continue the trend of being aggressive because a couple of years, just 2 year move, they end up getting the Smith brothers. They end up making some move on the free agent that they normally uncharacteristic don't do. And then they went out and got it done, like I said. And then, yeah, I think. Go ahead.
Look, we gonna move on, but and this is a great segue into talking about them boys from Kansas City. We got a league, a 3-point shooting NFL league, baby, with one 3-point shooting team. And so I'm gonna use that to segue right into this Kansas City Buffalo team. It'll be
but like Klew though. But I want before you segue to that, right? Why you think you mentioned that they haven't done it? Why you think you brought up Baltimore? You brought up Seattle. You brought up one more, I think.
Well, that's the only two. Yeah, that was the only two.
So why you think, right, that those teams haven't committed on doing that, or is it because they're not committed, or if they're like nobody's available?
Because you didn't listen to my segue. We in a 3-point shooting NFL league, and we got one 3-point shooting team in the entire league. They're not transitioning to the times. Listen, if you don't come out there with 3 wide, and when I say 3, I mean 3 that could be ones on somebody else's team, good luck.
Yeah, but that's what I'm trying to say though.
You ain't gonna win it all.
Well, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, as far as are you saying they're not committed, or right, or is there not the availability? You see what I'm saying? So, because when you talk about that, right, then you talk about, I don't have a list of free agents in front of me for the past few years, so I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Like Green Bay, I know uncharacteristic. They went and try to make a big splash in the free agency, trying to get them some weapon because obviously big question. I mean, they spend some money on Jimmy Graham, the tight end spot. They try to do this, right? But I'm just saying though. But it's the availability, like when you talk about the availability to be a three-point team. Like, you got to have some Steph Currys. You got to have some Kevin Durant. If there's none available, how are you going to prove? Then the next step is like, man, it's not available, or maybe one. So you know what? We need to go ahead and build it in the draft, you know? And because I know Seattle, right, from that mindset, I mean, they're aggressive. They're going to make deals. They're going to be aggressive. They're going to do whatever they can to try to make it happen, right? But I'm just trying to understand from your standpoint, you know?
I get what you're saying. Listen, I ain't in their positions to make it happen, but if I'm in their positions, I'm getting guys that can make plays for me in the passing game, period. And I'm talking about whether that's new talent coming straight out of college that made, you know, like the CD Lambs, obviously, of the world that come right in doing their thing. The Alabama Judy down at in Atlanta. You get guys coming in right away if you're going that route. But in the secondarily, the free agents that you bring in, if they haven't been doing that, then them ain't the free agents that you need. And yeah, MB, you ain't gonna. First of all, KD and Curry gonna be locked up, and they
that's what I'm saying. So,
like,
I know
they're rarely gonna be free agents. I'm just saying you need to go get some lookalikes, and
right,
lookalikes need to come in there. Period. And they don't need to know how to block. They don't need to know how to run down on kickoff. Nothing. All they need to do is make plays for me on offense, because that's where the game has come. That's where the game has transitioned to. Period. Right. Like, I don't care how you do it, but if that's not number one in your mind, you're wrong. And we just keep seeing teams do it the wrong way.
Yeah. I mean, you obviously you see some teams doing the wrong way, and then some teams are trying to do it, commit to do it, and still, I mean, come out on wrong. But like, say with Seattle, right? We talked about the restart from a player standpoint. Obviously, we also talked about it. You and all off there talked about it from a coaching standpoint. But from there, right, they started off with, they had Doug Baldwin, they had these guys, and then they hit restart. So they got McCaffrey, they hit on that. They got Tyler Lockett started doing this thing. You know, obviously, when you talk about, I mean, Kansas City, though, I mean, those guys are what, draft picks. Those guys, they hit the home run on those guys. Even those receivers. I think only guy that's not a draft pick is when they went and signed Watkins, you know? Right. So a lot of those guys, even Hartman, he's a draft pick, you know? A lot of the guys they hit home runs in the draft. So I don't know.
I think so. Let's move on. Let's transition to that. Hey, we gonna go to Kansas City. He's a problem. MB, I got one problem. Out there. Y'all know what it is. Listen, Tyreek Hill, 9 catches, man, 1,000 yards. They just find a way to get it to it, man.
9 catches, 1,000 yards.
That's what it felt like, man. It feels like to me that no matter what they doing, I'm looking at 10, bro. Like, you see what I'm saying? MB, I go into real player mode. Where is 10 every time? And so they either using him as a dummy or getting him the football. Every time. Like, it's like you go, but he is a part. Now, he's a problem. Cheetah, he's a problem. I'm going to let you go with yours, and then we can get into the game.
Yeah, and we'll stay right there. Hey, without Cheetah, I don't know what you got to have. What? I got to watch the term. I was supposed to say something. So you got Cheetah. Then I don't know, what would you call Kelsey? Travis Kelsey, man.
A monster.
What would you call him? 13 receptions, 118 yards, right? Getting it down. All right. What he had? 2 touches, man.
Best receiver in the league this year.
Moving the chains, baby. Hey, man. Hey, for Buffalo Bill, I mean, they already had a bad MO giving tight ends the career days, and hey, he continued to streak on him, man. He's a problem.
Double A called him Tarzan.
Tarzan.
Yeah.
I thought about that, but I didn't like coming saying that after you said Cheetah, you know?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I got to be a little sensitive, you know?
Man, well, Well, look here, man. You got another problem, MB?
Yeah, I got another
Okay,
problem.
go ahead.
You know, my man, uh, uh, he's a problem. Hey, Coach Spags, man, DC, right? Coach Spags was getting it done. All right, changing up, blitzing, getting some sacks and stuff in there, disrupting Buffalo Bills offense. Coach Spags, I still got it, man. Working with it, man. Hey, he did a great job mixing that thing up. All right, that Buffalo Bills offense, because I know going in, I mean, you look at Diggs and stuff. When you talk about being a committed, and that's example of Klew, of somebody when we talked about making a commitment. Diggs, man, I mean, hit type of year Buffalo, and he got that general manager, executive of the year, making that trade, getting it done. So it's some teams out there. Then I thought we'll go back there, but anyway, hey, Kansas City defense, man, hey, they were getting it done. Kansas City defense getting it done.
Listen.
They were showing up, making plays. They was getting it done. Now, don't get it twisted. They wasn't like Tampa Bay defense, but hey, they was getting it done, man. Hey, you got to. Hey, they was covering those dudes, man, making it, shutting it down, pulling pressure. I think they got some garbage yards at the end. Cause, all right, Coach Spags, he's a problem. Getting it done, baby.
Well, I'm glad somebody's showing him some love. I love the way you showed him some love. I can't show him that kind of love because they was out there clowning to me.
Word, go ahead, break it down.
No, well, I don't even want to go with there, but I really want to talk about, man, that you able to sit down the best receiver on your team in a AFC championship game going to the Super Bowl. I said, is one team playing in a league of 3-point shooting, right? And everybody else just still playing with bigs, with 7-footers.
Okay, explain. You say you're able to sit down what?
I'll keep saying we playing in an NFL league of 3-point shooting, and everybody else playing with 7-footers, man, playing with bigs. They took their best receiver, right, who was injured still. MB, what other game your best receiver ain't gonna suit up anyway? AFC Championship going to the Super Bowl. Who ain't suited up? But they looked at this, they say, man, we got this. Because we got 3-point shooters everywhere. Everywhere you look. Listen, you just said Hardman. Who knew him before the game? Hardman out there doing his thing, man. Hardman is a beast. They utilized him in a lot of the stuff that they do with the cheetah. Now they got 2 cheetahs out there. They got a cheetah and a half.
Right.
That's, again, so like you said, they hit big draft picks, whatever it was. But they understood what the new league should look like. Did you see their offense? Their offense resembles way more something in high school than it do in the NFL. And by that, it's not a knock, y'all. It's just a lot of movement, a lot of saying, hey, we're going this way. No, we're not. Hey, we love getting this guy ball. No, we're not. We're going to get it to him. It's like it's so fun now, MB. When they get in the red area, they got such a crazy package that everybody in the stadium at home, we just want to tune in for that. To see how bad they make this team look stupid. Dudes running wide open in the red area. We seeing the last touchdown Kelsey caught, him and Cheetah was open. He could have threw it to him or behind him, MB. How does that happen? That happens because one organization understands what the game has turned into, and they like the Golden State Warriors. They start out light years ahead of everybody else. Start out, because y'all know I'm a Laker now, so they started out light years ahead of everybody else. But at that time, MB, we was still around here using our feet to drive a car in LA when Golden State realized, hey man, the analytics say if we get these 3 balls up, boy, it's gonna be some smoke in the city. And that's what's happening in Kansas City. So, MB, that's what I mean, man. They realize that we gonna throw this ball. We're gonna make throws, running throws. throws that are usually handoffs, we're gonna throw those now. Quick little hits. We're gonna send people different directions. We're gonna make you work. You're going to have to focus and look and chase. And when you do that, we slide somebody behind you for a big play. And after all that, we still got a guy to take the top off of the defense. So you always got to have single, double high at the end of the day, because wherever we put this guy, we can take the top off of your defense. And they really got 3 dudes now that Hardeman done stepped up like that to do that. Sammy been doing it. Cheetah's been doing it. Now they got a third. And then work in the middle is your boy Tarzan Kelsey. Work in the middle. Wherever they at. Why it look like he open every play? Like, I don't even get that. He ain't catching balls on nobody. He catching them in. He just find a little cushion, sit down, bomb. Find another little cushion, sit down, bomb. Remind me a little bit of tight end you played with. Didn't you play with him in Houston a little bit, MB? Or he didn't come till they moved to Tennessee?
Who?
89, big tight end.
Frank Wycheck?
Frank Wycheck, yeah. That just used to always seem like he was always open because he find a little cushion of your zone and just sit down.
Yeah. Okay, so you threw me off. Who was that number 1 receiver that was out? You talking about Watkins?
Yeah. Salmon. It's the best complete receiver. I don't even count Cheetah as a receiver, man. Y'all believe that when you want to. That's a little running back out there, man. That's a little running back out there. That is not a receiver. He just happens to catch the ball. But they got MB. He lining up in the backfield 30% of the time, of the snaps. What other receiver do that?
Hey man, yeah. I understand.
Look at Eric Bieniemy. Look at him, MB. This is what I'm trying to tell y'all around here, man. Y'all don't want this.
So you say everybody else point shaving and they don't scheme wise. Are you counting this on the scheme, Klew, when 1 3-pointer team, or you saying this talent? Like, tell me what in your idea when you talk about what's pushing them over the edge,
It's obviously, MB, we always know you can X and O all you want to, but them Jim's and Joe's change.
Exactly. Exactly.
But they aren't stuck in a box, man. What we're watching, we don't see, MB. Just think about it. Remember, and he ran the play he used to run against us. When Patrick Mahomes ended up underhanded pitching to Kelsey. Remember, they used to do that against us in Philly when Andy Reid was in Philly.
And that's what I'm saying. Like,
a lot of the plays he was running for Westbrook.
Exactly.
But Cheetah running them plays,
right?
Running backs running them plays,
right?
Everybody mixing up. Hardeman running those same plays. Now, it's a little bit of scheme, but he's even going crazier with it because now they can draw stuff in the dirt because of who they got. MB.
Right.
But think about this. The thing is, we know that most people are fearful of doing that. They won't do it. Even though they have that kind of ability and talent, they'll shy away from it. And that's unfortunate. Like why Lamar ain't running no offense exactly like that. Exactly like that. Now watch how scary that is when not only you got 2 other dudes that can take a yard, but you still got to watch this Joker because the Joker who handed off a throwing is better than the ones he handed off and throwing it to.
Well, hey, but so I mean with Lamar,
that's all I'm saying.
But that's the thing, Klew, right? I think it's like, I don't know. I understand your point. It's like Golden State. They run their offense, but you still, like you said, you need the talent to run that type of offense, And a lot of teams, talent-wise, they just ain't got it. Like, I don't like this offense that they running. Like, they needed get some talent around Lamar.
MB, they around here, Cheetah too small. We know cheetahs, bro. We went to school with cheetahs, whether high school, whether college, they couldn't get a break in the league. You know what I'm saying? Like now he fits all of a sudden. Oh, it's been jokers like him that fit.
Oh yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, quit going for the tradition. Just because he can't run no dig, who cares? He can't run no stutter go, who cares? But you get him that thing in open space and let him work. The league has said no more are we allowing y'all to touch people at all down the field. Who cares about a bump? Listen, if you can start 2 yards, you be in the slot basically nowadays. There's no way he can touch you. Because by the time he gets his hands on you, you at 4, and another step, he got to take his hands off of you. It'll be like, let's quit playing with this, man. Get guys out there who can make guys miss. I don't care if they all 5'8" and under, but everybody's still going by the book. And these guys ain't. They getting playmakers out there. They saying, hey, find me some Michael Irvins, and we go. That's the problem, man. And they are light years ahead of everybody else. Listen, we gonna talk about the Super Bowl, but to me, it ain't much to talk about. It's gonna be one team chasing another team. That's what it's gonna be. Let's talk about this game, MB. I said Buffalo's gonna play well. They did. I said Buffalo defense gonna play well. They did. Buffalo offense gonna play well. They did. But it ain't enough. It ain't enough. You still chasing. Kansas City is still running right now, MB. They ran at the end of the game and scored. And if Buffalo wouldn't have ran the clock out, they would have came back out there and scored again, MB. That's just, they not built to chill. Did you see how hard it was for them? They running for first downs and trying to run the clock out, MB. They was trying to run the clock out. Dang. Like, I'm trying. And Cheetah just, look, man, you give it to me, I'm scoring. I don't care what the situation is. I'm scoring. Like, what happened? Like, what they've realized is we ain't going by none of that foolishness y'all talking about. And now they get Hilaire back. Hilaire showed up last night, and then now he got a game up on them, and he gonna be in the Super Bowl. Now you got nothing to worry about. And the backup rushed for over 100 yards. Like, what do you do with them, MB? And then the quarterback, who is very mobile, Mahomes is very capable of getting 50+ yards a game. He's still involved in the offense in the training game. He can go 400 over the top. It's just too much. And again, their best receiver set out. Now he's back. Good luck with that, man. Good luck with that. It's gonna be a boring 2 weeks for me. I don't know what to talk about. I'm gonna let you talk.
I feel like you got a lot to talk about. You got a lot to talk about, Yeah.
Who we done seen sit their best player or best receiver out?
See, I wouldn't consider Sammy Watkins their best receiver.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, he gonna show you. Well, we gonna see. Him and Patrick Mahomes gonna be fighting for MVP.
Oh, bro. But with that offense, they got so much. The thing about it, Klew, they got so many explosive players on offense. You got a trigger man. It's just cheat code, man. They got so many explosive players. You got this receiving core. You got Kelsey at tight end. You got the Cheetah. You got Watkins. You got Robinson, who's been making some plays. You got Hartman. They just stacked at the skill position, so they know what they wanted. They went and got it done, man. They got it done. They get it done. They get it done. They get it done. And they massage some spread stuff into it. But I know one game what's the name was breaking down, and he was like, man, all they running this all go special route, which I call it 3 vertical routes, cross the middle, this and that. They getting it done, man. They getting it done,
Right.
They getting it done. They getting it done.
It's sure fun to watch.
But when you But when you have that type of talent, man, it's like the greatest show on turf, man. You getting it done. You know, you attacking dudes any type of way. It's just you're just getting it done, man. You know, it's
And
hard to duplicate that.
it's some teams that should be doing it.
Like who you mentioned Baltimore, like I Baltimore can't run this open offense like that. They ain't got no playmakers like that around Lamar. You know, you brought it up before. Now,
Why?
They ain't got no playmakers.
And that's what I'm saying, because we think of playmakers and be in the traditional sense. None of these boys, except for Salmon Watkins, are traditional. Not even Kelsey is traditional.
No, it's not. I mean, they don't like now. One thing about Baltimore, they don't really from a receiver. They signed John Brown and he didn't work. He's at Buffalo doing his thing. I mean, they got more. They ain't one thing about when Ozzie was running the show, right? He didn't go out the traditional, right? He went out the playmakers. You know, because that's the thing. Like you talk about,
don't say that now, because they ain't never had a playmaker on offense except for Shannon.
No, I'm just they defense is building up. I'm just saying, you know, talking about playmaker. I'm just saying let me frame it right. Let me frame. I'm talking about from a player standpoint. He didn't really get caught up in the standard. He went, if you could play ball on offense or defense, that's what he went for. Offense. He missed come on that, right? But he didn't care about the 40 time or nothing like that. If you was a player, for example, Terrell Suggs, right? He ran like a 4-8.
See what you went to?
I went to defense, right? he went for a playmaker. He went, if you could play ball, that's what he went for. Now,
right.
And that's what I'm saying. He didn't go for traditional wise. And so you see, like, guys they get in. That's what I'm saying. Like, whatever they doing at Kansas City, man, they got some playmakers, man. And just think about, I mean, they doing a great job finding guys for their system and getting it done. Speed kills. You know?
You take Cheetah out of their situation and put him anywhere else, he's not having a success example. Because he is not going to run every route on the route tree and do it at a high enough clip that it means the same as what he's doing there. He'd be an average receiver anywhere else.
Oof. And you saying if he have a trigger man too?
Even if he has a trigger man.
Oof.
He is not Antonio. Antonio Brown and Cheetah are the same person, except Antonio can run every route in the route tree.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
And make everybody miss while doing it.
No doubt.
Cheetah gonna run down the field. Okay. And that's what if you playing, no matter who your DB is, MB, you tell him to play off. Sit. Let him catch it in front. You gotta rally to him anyway. You ain't gonna tackle him anyway, even if you're close. So we gotta rally to him anyway. Mm-hmm. But don't let him take the top off. But what Kansas City does is they do so much else.
Right, I mean, they make you cover the entire field, not only vertical, but horizontal. So, I mean, that's what I'm saying. They got a great system for what they're doing, you know?
Right. And that's why he fits there in a special way. You move him outside, he becomes the number one receiver. We get to double him. He's not the same dude. He's just not. And that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know about that with Sammy.
Hey, we appreciate y'all coming through, man. This was another goodie, baby.
Yeah, man.
He was a draft pick, but he was a monster. That wasn't hard.
Yeah.
He had all the measurables too, all of them. So it'll be they pull him out.
Well, I'm trying to think from Baltimore. I think the offensive line they was just missing that quarterback.
Hey, Jonathan Ogden, he had all the measurables. It was can't misses. We called Jamal Lewis and Jonathan Ogden can't misses. We don't call them. We don't care. You know what 40 time he run, because Jamal was a 4-4 guy, man.
They brought hold on. They traded that where they signed Antoine Bolden. He had a Pro Bowl year for
They
him.
had Ishmael.
Hold on. They had Top offensively. I mean, when they won with deep. They won on deep. Top Heat was a pick. He did good with Top.
He had all the measurables now. All of them. Every last
Yeah,
one.
well, I'm just saying Ozzy, one thing, like I was saying, playmakers, man. He tried to find playmakers. But you're right, offense, he kind of struggled. I'm trying to think who else,
Nobody.
There you go.
Well, we appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Come holler at us next time. Pull ups, hit the like button, the share button, and spread us out, man. Hey, MB, from sideline to baseline, MB and Klew, we are gone.
Peace.